Good morning. It's good to see you all. Sorry we're starting a little bit late. I got a lot of slides today, and I did not want to start late, but I promise we'll get you out of here about 12:15. I'm just kidding you. Hey, it's good to see you all. We had a little snafu with my thumb drive. That's why we're starting a little bit late. They tried to load it, they couldn't load it. I went back, got my assembly file, brought it back, so I'm not sure as we flip through these, you're going to see the assembly or family vacation pictures from Galveston. I don't know what you're going to see, but we'll take a shot at it and see what we do here. So welcome back, Lions. It's good to see you back all on campus, and all the folks who are out there on Zoom and the virtual world. Good to see you all virtually. It's great to be back. I have a couple introductions I want to make of people that are special guests of the university today, and who chose to join us today. And the first one is, and I don't know if we've ever had this before, but the chairman of the Board of Regents for the Texas A&M University System, Regent Bill Mahomes, is here today. Bill, can you stand up? Can you help me welcome Bill? Thank you so much, Regent Mahomes. Really appreciate it. Great seeing you, as always. And then we have Shonda Gibson, who a lot of you know, but Associate Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs. Where's Shonda? Hey, right here. Good to see you, Shonda. Thank you so much. And we have a very special guest. We also have Sandy here, who will be doing the interpretation. Can you help me welcome Sandy to the stage? I told Sandy I'd like to walk around a lot. And I said, if I bump you, it's your problem if you're going to be standing here. She goes, I'm just going to bump you right back, so it doesn't matter. Good job, Sandy. Okay. All right, so let's get going. We got work to do here. I do want to get us out in a reasonable time. It's been oppressively, unrealistically hot. Oppressively hot this summer. And therefore, I lost a tie today, and I didn't want the tie. But I got some good news for you. It's 2 more months before the first freeze and 4 more months to the first day of winter, right? So there you go. And our students are always handy to help us recognize that. And I'm looking forward to it. And I thought we could start off with the slide, cool us down a little bit, cool me down a little bit. And so it's great to know that that's coming. I do want to mention a couple more announcements, is that right after this event, we'll have the Lion Walk. And this year, the Lion Walk is going to start at Ferguson, walk down one of the main arteries, cut a diagonal to this building, and then they enter into this building for the freshman convocation. And I got strict orders to tell everyone, once we adjourn here, go line the sidewalk. You'll see the band, but line the diagonal sidewalk. And then after that, we welcome the students and hip, hip, hooray and all that stuff. And then we come back and you can pick up grab your lunch to go at the club. So I hope you take advantage of that. And I hope you have an opportunity to actually welcome our students to campus. And the offer is always on the table, because I did this. If you're new to the university, please join the walk. Don't be afraid to run down there, be part of the walk. It's so much fun. Bells are a little loud, but it's a lot of fun, okay? Construction on 24. We have, you all know what's going on there, and we had an email sent out, and just so you know, this project has been in the works kind of even before I got here. And really what it's going to do things like create bigger turn lanes, curbing, traffic lights, and the intent is to slow traffic down on 24. When you come to when you come to Culver, go through that intersection, we're going to slow you down until you get past Live Oak and head out of town. So I think it's going to be very good. I think it's going to provide some aesthetic quality to Highway 24. And that's going to happen. That's going to be under construction until February or so. I know athletics is not thrilled about that, but they did say that they'll accommodate special events like football games and graduations or whatever that may be for this time. So just so you know, the next phase of the project will be some work going along Culver to help protect our students and faculty and staff, in fact, that are trying to cross Culver right by Whitley there. It's still a little difficult. We're not necessarily happy about that. Lucky has an announcement, and Michael Johnson's going to take us through this and numbers of communications coming out of his office. Is that A&M Commerce now has, I think, received approval from Texas DMV to issue vanity plates for A&M Commerce. Nice. I think that's so cool. So much more is going to come from, many more details are going to come out of this from Michael Johnson's shop. But just please know, support this if you can, because a certain amount of money from these plates goes to student scholarships at our university. So a real opportunity to support the university, but also support our students. That's the worst segue ever to Title IX. Why didn't I see that when I was putting these slides together? Sorry about that. Title IX. I'll keep this very short because I've mentioned this before. If you see some sexual malfeasance or anything like that going on related, assault, whatever it may be, you must report it to the compliance office, Title IX coordinator, Amanda Berry. You must report it. It's against the law not to report it. It's against system policy not to report it, and it could create problems for your employment at this university if you don't. Always err on the side of caution when you come across, whether a student begs you, hey Mark, I want to tell you this, here's what happened to me, I was in this situation. No matter how much they beg, you have to report it, okay? You don't have to investigate, let Amanda Berry and those folks investigate it. Your job, your responsibility is to report it to the compliance office. Is Amanda here today? I know that she had another event that she was going to have to go to, so I guess she's there. She's actually holding something else right now. But please, compliance office and Amanda are found on the first floor of the BA building. We're right in the middle of accreditation. We have so many fun, cool things going on, and no matter how cool you think accreditation process is, we still got to do this, okay? And right now, we're in the middle of sending the certification. How do you know? I can't read these. You have to read it for me, and you probably can't read them either. But we're in the process of sending certification, and this kind of says we're ready to go with TAMU-C. And I'm really excited about this because some of you may or may not know my background is kind of economic development, workforce development. And our QEP that's going to be coming out as part of this next go-around of SACS accreditation has to do with student preparedness for the workplace for first-gen students. I think that is so cool. And so I really look forward to working with all of you on that particular initiative. And we have a new strategic plan that we're currently working on. CC Gassner and the provost have already been actively reaching out to folks across campus and having discussions with you all and seeing what we do with the current plan, tweak the current plan to position us to be able to utilize this plan for 24 to 29. And please know that when I'm out talking or I'm talking about budgetary decisions, I refer to this plan all the time. Okay? It doesn't sit on the shelf. It doesn't sit on the shelf with me. I stick true to these goals, vision, mission, and so forth. So, as always, new faces, new positions. Some of these are not new. I just saw Adriel walk in. Where did Adriel go? Adriel, come on, stand up, Adriel. Adriel's our new, not our new. Sorry, Bill, but Adriel's the best student body president in the A&M system. I'm just telling you that's the case. Adriel, it's great to have you here. Thank you so much. And then we have Dr. Atink. Is Dr. Atink here? Dr. Atink, please stand up. President of our Faculty Senate. And actually, Dr. Atink will be leading the students on the Lion Walk. Thank you so much for doing that. We really appreciate it. She's been a great thought partner, and we'll get into some reasons why we need an engaged Faculty Senate more than ever right now. Jeff Herndon, Chair of the Academic Department's Head Council. I did see Jeff here. Jeff, where are you? Jeff, where is he? Oh, there he is, Jeff. Good to see you. Always love working with the department chairs and Jeff, it's just great to have you back in that position. A new position, Kim Jeffries is now going to be the president of our staff council. Is Kim here? I've already had one meeting with Kim, and it's going to be great. Maybe not. I think Devin probably has her working really hard right now. But I had my first meeting with Kim, and there's not going to be any kind of drop off at all. She and Jared Knight, who's the vice president, are going to do a great job in that capacity. And then Belinda Benson. Is Belinda here? No, but I like this picture because she just radiates happiness when she smiles. She's got the greatest smile in the world. But fortunately, she's also an extremely competent employee and the perfect person to lead our bug group. So, Belinda, thank you so much for your service. Now, as I usually do, we had a list of new faculty and new staff that I usually present, walk through a little bit. Just from the last 6 months, I had 7 slides of new faculty and staff. You didn't want me to wade through those. But what we are going to do, because it's so incredibly important to make those folks feel welcome at this university, Linda, we are going to post those on our website, and so everyone can see how proud we are. And when you go up and down that list of people and their pedigree and where they come from, it is a really special group of new folks coming to our university. So I'm sure there's new folks out there right now. Welcome to the Lion family, and we really do look forward to working with you. I wanted to take a little bit of time. There was an event a little while ago, a joint event between TAFE and our Faculty Senate, where they acknowledged the work of our faculty. And I don't think I do that enough. We had some really stellar faculty being acknowledged and recognized at our university, and those designations and those honors roll through this year. And so I wanted to let you know and run through this list that probably the most too prestigious, but probably the most prestigious is the honor of being a Regent Professor nominee, and that goes to Daryl Harp of Ag. Yeah, please. I don't know if Daryl's here or not. Well, I'll introduce all the people, but he does a great job. I've actually taken classes from him. He's a great teacher. Well, in spite of my student evaluation, he still got this award. So I don't know how that was snuck through. And then, of course, consistently, Ag is in the house, right? Bob Williams received a Mayo professorship, doing a lot of work in urban ag. Yep. Absolutely. Well-deserved honor. And then if you go down the list of these various awards, the Paul Barris Award that recognizes excellence in teaching, and you have folks like Dr. Al-Zahari and Dr. Kumar and Dr. Chelik, all great teachers in their own right. And I studied up on, some of the areas, like some are teaching structural analysis and design and so forth. What was amazing to me is that throughout investigating all 3 of these faculty members, they consistently said, we put students first, okay? How can you ask for more than that? And therefore, I think it's a great acknowledgement of the great work that they're doing. Everyone knows Will, great researcher in nuclear physics, astrophysics, a great researcher, but also a great proponent of our students and gets students involved in the research that he does at this university. Great job, Will. And then Sandy Kimbrough, expert in group exercise. We see Sandy all the time. Sandy's kind of known for the course with dogs, and our dogs have been there. But again, just a great ambassador for this university and a great teacher and a great instructor, but gives of herself above and beyond what happens in the classroom. And then the Faculty Senate also came up with awards for professional experience. And in teaching, you have Dr. Tony Lee and Dr. Najmi, yep, and Dr. Washera. Dr. Lee has done a great job in his expertise. His favorite class, he said he teaches is servant leadership. And Dr. Najmi I'm kind of intrigued by her because she's talking about the utilization of e-portfolios for our students, which is a really cool concept. And I think the wave of the future, it's already with us, but how do we enhance that even more? And then Dr. Washera was a strong, steady hand public health expert that helped us guide us through the COVID years. So thank you to all three of these individuals here. Research and creative activity. As an ex-VPR, I got to tell you, this is cool for me, right? But I'll tell you what's really cool is that, yeah, we have Dr. Lee here that is a Regents Professor, astrophysics and so forth. That's really neat. But we also acknowledge the contributions and the greatness and the wonderful work being done by our arts and humanities side of the campus with Dr. Druhan in clarinet and Dr. Lee in linguistics, applied linguistics. So I can't tell you how happy that makes me that when we say research at this university, no one is left out. No discipline is left out of that conversation. Okay? It's all under one big banner of research and creative activity. And then finally, service activity with Professor Worley and George Swindell and Dr. Sanchez. What a great way to round out what we do and the excellence we have at this university. And it should be said that Dr. Sanchez played a big role in helping us receive this designation of being a Steinway school. So on behalf of the entire university, please help me congratulate these fine, outstanding faculty members that make our place go. We continue to be consistently ranked through various publications for our excellence at our university. And again, faculty being the heart and soul of that university contribute overwhelmingly to our expertise and our rankings that you find in the next two slides here. U.S. News World Reports puts out an annual publication that, again, we find ourselves ranked with the top national universities across the board, and then just the excellence that pursues after that. And when you take a look at some of these metrics, I had one bolded here, number 87 out of 230, not 230 schools that have this, 230 of the best schools that have this, best in undergraduate engineering programs. What a testimony to Dr. Graham and the College of Engineering, Sciences and Engineering, for that outstanding honor. And then another area that's really important to me is this whole idea of social mobility. We do a lot of talking about transforming lives. This shows that we do a lot of walking about transforming lives, and nationally recognized for all of our efforts in social mobility to take kids, take students that have a certain lot in life and go on and make them successful. And then we have a number of online programs. We rock on online programs nationally. Look at our criminal justice online program, number 36 in the nation. And then you also have 97 out of 338 best online masters in education programs. What's striking about that is that last year, that ranking of 97 was 199. So we made a gigantic jump in that area, and then all these graduate school rankings also. Great testimony to what we're doing. The faculty are right in the middle of that and doing an outstanding job, so thank you for all your efforts there. Just a couple side notes. I love Venture College. If folks in the audience don't know what Venture College is, it's run out of our College of Business, and it creates an opportunity for students that have ideas, innovative ideas to start a company or start an initiative. And what we do is we take experts from industry, other entrepreneurs, and have them mentor those students to realize their potential and maybe start a company. But the end game is not starting a company. If they start a company, great. But the end game is to develop that skill set, that stick-to-itness, that know-how on how to advance yourself and advance your idea. And if they start a company, again, great. But I'll tell you what, when these entrepreneurs from the private sector interact with our students, whether they start a company or not, they say, you may not do that, but I want you to come work for me, because that's the kind of person I want in my company. So it's a great program, and it received a marketing award, I think an American Marketing Association award in the DFW area as being for excellence and innovation within higher ed. And we have Yaz Kakish here who's receiving it, but I should not fail to mention that the coordinator of that program is Jacob Potu, and doing a great job. And Scott, kudos to the College of Business for quite the honor. Philanthropy and engagement. Talk about rocking it. These guys are rocking it. Okay? We exceeded over $4 million in gifts this year. That's a 43% increase of where we were last year at this time. And they're still, believe it or not, they're making a mad dash, last sprint for the finish line for this fiscal year. Still got another week, so I don't know if Devin's here. He should be out raising money. I don't know what he's doing here, but we you know, when I first got here, I sat down with the chancellor, and his goals in this area was not very high. I felt, he goes, you guys have never received $1 million gift before. Well, just in Devin's tenure, we received 2 of those. And that just speaks volumes of the team he has put together and over an advancement. And when he got here, we had work to do. We had work to do to round out that team. And he brought a lot of experience to the table, like Jim Lewis, who is going to be a great mentor, but he's also going to be a great go-getter for that particular office. And Amanda Lowe is the new director of our Alumni Association. Is Amanda here today? Amanda, will you stand up here? Amanda, welcome to the university. Will you guys help me welcome Amanda? It's great to have you. I never had a chance to get over and see you yet, but I will. Welcome. So I'm leaving this up purposely because there's also this bridge builder opportunity for our faculty and staff to give to the university. And boy, did you give last year at well over $200,000. So I would ask you consider that again. I can't tell you how impactful philanthropy is to the makeup and the advancement of our university. Okay? It provides valuable resources so we can do all the things we need to do to create success for our students, success for our faculty, and success for our staff. So please consider giving, and Devin, good job at the university here. J.T. Smith, a track star, track stud. He won the National Indoor Championship. This is back in the spring, but I wanted to bring this up because he ran the 60-meter dash at that time in 6.53 seconds. I don't do anything in 6.53 seconds, right? 6.53 seconds, and at that time, it was the 6th fastest 60 in the world. That is so cool. And now I wanted JT to come join us, but he's off running outdoor track and field championship right now, and he couldn't join us here today. But what a testimonial for the athletic talent of JT Smith. So JT, congratulations. I hope there's some way that we can further acknowledge you. Rodeo. Hey. Yeah. I'll assume that applause is for JT and the rodeo here, right? Rodeo, we had national champs. We had national champs. Kincaid Henry, tie-down roping champion, and Cutter came in second place, Cutter Carpenter. National champs, the international, the National Collegiate Rodeo champs. And the men overall, the team finished third. Okay, for people that went there, it was so exciting. And actually our women finished 17th this year, which is also great. I couldn't be happier. Damian White does a great job as coach. I saw Damian here somewhere. Damian, are you around? He's going to need a new stable. Damian, stand up, will you please? We're going to tell Randy we're building this new ag complex. We're going to need a little section for all the hardware and trophies you guys are winning part of this rodeo. But this is the cool part here. Ready? The horse of the year for timed events belonged to Cutter. Let me introduce you to Twix. Twix is the National Intercollegiate Rodeo Horse of the Year for men's rodeo. Yes, that's right. Twix deserves applause, right? And so he's showing off. The slide's a little small here. I apologize for that, but he's showing off his saddle trophy that he's wearing. And Damon, did we tried to get Kincaid and Cutter here. We couldn't get it. Did we bring Twix here? They don't want to see me. They want to see Twix, right? Okay, all right. So congratulations, Damien. Congratulations to everyone there. Okay, let's shift gears a little bit. Notes on the 88th legislative session. It was a good year for the A&M system. It was a good year for A&M Commerce, a better year for A&M Commerce, okay? And the Chancellor and the Board of Regents created what we called an affordability rider, where they said, you know what, legislature, if you can fund these particular items, increase the formula, some of these other initiatives we're talking about, then we will not raise tuition for the next 2 years. And the legislators said, okay, we'll do it. So now, even though we have a little bit of money now, we are not going to be able to raise tuition. We didn't raise it last year. We won't be able to raise it for the next 2 years, but that's okay. I think it's well worth that. So because of this affordability rider and the deal that was cut, we have a little bit more formula money, a slight bump in formula money, and I'd love to tell you a little bit what we're going to do with that. We have an increase in the comprehensive regional university funding. And that's incredibly important because that last year, $800K, but this year, upcoming year, $1.4 million, funds all these advisors and tutoring experts that are working hard on retention activities for our students. And that falls certainly under Ricky Dobbs and Tammy Vakahasi, our provost. Yeah, and Ricky, I hope that applause is for Ricky and Tammy because they're doing it, and those advisors, and those tutors, and those mentors, and those life coaches, because that is making a difference. That is making a difference. The last data I saw, Ricky, and that may have changed, but our retention of the first-time full-time student this year rose by 6% from last year. And that is a great piece of data to have, incredibly important. And then there's additional monies to offset costs that we have to fund the Hazelwood Legacy family members of our veterans. And then we receive funding to help offset the costs of our group healthcare insurance. That's important because I want you to know over the last 7 years that healthcare premiums at this university have doubled. But the university made a decision not to pass those additional costs onto you, and in fact has been figuring out strategies to offset those costs and pay for those costs so you didn't have to. And those costs have doubled over the last 7 years, and this money will help, again, offset some of those costs. So you're not impacted by rising premiums. We had a number of exceptional items. We didn't get any. I could talk about that later. I just don't want to talk about it right now. Okay? Notes on the TAMU-C budget. Because of this little bump in formula, we are going to have a merit raise this year, 3%. Okay? It's going to, and when we went to the Board of Regents and we presented our programmatic budget review, this is the topic. This is one of the topics near and dear to the Regents. Pay your people. Do the best you can to pay your people. And at Commerce, I was proud to let them know that at Commerce, we have had 32 consecutive years of merit. Now, we didn't always have the money. We found out ways to cut over here to pay people. And it may not be the 10, 20%, but we did everything we could to find resources to pay our people for those 30-plus years. And we're very happy about that. And they said, get the money in their hands as soon as you can. So none of this wait till November. Tina, September 1, you should see a bump in your paycheck. And we're trying to enact that as much as possible. We also had a little bit of money that we threw at additional institutional scholarships at this university. We made investments in the research infrastructure. We're making investments in deferred maintenance and planned maintenance. That's another topic that we're learning with the new makeup of the board, the regents, that deferred maintenance. A lot of schools have a deferred maintenance that are going up. We don't. But they say, they're always pinging us saying, please do better. We have a lot of old buildings on this campus. We have to figure out strategies. We have to figure out ways to lower that deferred maintenance so we're not spending all our money on deferred maintenance. And then, of course, the rest of the money contributing to some capital projects that are going on. You cannot see this. Okay, we can't get this we can't get this bigger on the screen. This is I always like to give a quick enrollment update. Enrollment looks good for the fall. Okay, what this says is that we are up. I can't even see it from here. We're up 376 students compared to last year at this time. And so right now we're at about 11,400, 11,500, something like that. But we still haven't counted a lot of our dual credit. We haven't counted a lot of the students that still will enroll between now and the 15th week of the semester. I'm kidding you. I'm kind of kidding you. Jeff, don't pay attention to this part here. He hates when I talk about stuff like that. We still probably have several hundred that are going to enroll between now and the 20th day. So we're looking good. And for the first time since I've been here, we have a waiting list for housing on our campus. And we never had that before. I think that's great. Yep. And you can't see this data, but enrollment management is knocking it out of the park too. This freshman number here says we are up 30% for incoming freshmen. That is great. And I'll tell you what that does, it starts to refill that pipeline of that bubble that was created during COVID, when we were down quite a few students. Now we're refilling that pipeline and moving it forward. So Michelle, good job, congratulations on that. Okay, take a breather. Let's talk about vision. Mark, what are we doing? Why are we doing that? What are we doing this initiative for? Let's talk a little bit briefly about that. So our vision, we have 3 or 4 visions here. It's always important, but the number one vision is that we transform lives. That's what we do. That's what gets us up in the morning. We are in a unique position at A&M Commerce, unlike a lot of other schools, that we can take kids that come to our school and make impactful change as they move forward. And as the definition of transformative says, it's good and long-lasting, sustained change. That's what we're after. We're trying to purposely change our institution to reflect the needs of our faculty, staff, students, faculty, and staff. Okay? That's what we're doing. And so when you look at our strategic goals, whether that means talking to the people, places, or things, we also try to transform all those also as an institution. And so let's first of all briefly talk about transforming people, okay? And the number one example, and again, the reasons we're here are because of our students. How do we transform the lives of our students? And so we are moving quickly and trying to adjust and build the plane on the fly here as it's heading down that runway and really doing some really cool and innovative things. One of them is that we're working now to try to put all the advisors and all the student services, tutoring, mentoring, career services into one spot, consolidate that into the library space. We have early intervention strategies. One of these is communication, connection, and collaboration, and that's been piloted by our College of Education and Health Human Services and our College of Business, and I'd like to recognize Cheryl Scott and Rebecca Judd for working on that. And in a nutshell, what that is that Ricky gives these folks a list of 50, 75, 100 juniors and seniors that may be at risk. So Cheryl, Rebecca, reach out to, and your colleagues, please reach out to these students. Talk to them. What do they need? How do we advance you academically? How do we create opportunities? If it's a financial issue, let's have that discussion. So a really great intervention strategy there. And then the Office of Student Transition, which is kind of a remnant of our first year college, early college, where we take tutors, but we also take life career coaches, a new initiative under Provost Vakahasi, that are going to be teaching our first year seminar and really start and really creating sections of people that may need a little more help, okay? May be a little bit more at risk, our freshmen and transfers coming in, but particularly our freshmen. And focusing on those folks and trying to create a great experience to help us and help them persist and get their degree. Focus on mental health, sense of belonging. I don't care if who you talk to. And it's kind of almost really prevalent in athletics. When you talk to athletes, student athletes, when they talk about their number one issue, mental health is it. When you talk to a lot of our students and student groups, mental health is it. A lot of challenges out there. We live in a very complex, at times difficult society that is very confusing. And our students are right in the middle of that. And so, we've done a lot of cool, innovative things with the JED campus and so forth. And Judy, Vice President Sackfield, has been taking the initiative on a lot of these things to create a place on campus where a student can go and say, I feel welcome here, and I know where to go for help. And thank you for trying to help me. So, Judy, thank you so much for your efforts there. And then an early approach to career preparedness. Okay? Now, you can't see this. You can't see this either. But I had to put the slide up there because I lifted it directly from a presentation that the system made to the regents this last meeting. And what this does is it classifies Texas universities into different categories: the flagships, the doctoral, emerging, masters, comprehensive universities, and so forth, and kind of lumps them together. And it says what percentage of your bachelor's graduates are working or enrolled in a graduate or professional program after the first year. The statewide average is 75.2%. Commerce is at about, you can see us, TWU is that gold top one you can't see. We're at 81.5% or 81.2%. So above the statewide norm by more than about 6%, which is really, again, I'm using the word testimony too much here, but a testimony of the good work that we're doing. Our advisors, our career services, and you all and our faculty engagement are making these concerted efforts to advance our students, persist, and then go on to do a great job. And I was given my presentation at the programmatic budget review, and one of the regents asked this question: "What's your number, Mark?" I was like, "I don't know." That's not how I said it, but I said, "I don't know. I don't know what the number is." But it was a great question, right? But I did respond saying, "This numbers are still a little bit flawed because they went to like the Texas Workforce Commission and some of these other groups, and they're employed. But what I'm interested, are they gainfully employed? Is the finance major getting a finance job? Is the biologist getting a biology-related type of job? That's what's important. Because honestly, if we're graduating kids, they're spending a lot of money here, and they go off, and nothing against Walmart, love Walmart, go shopping there all the time. But if we're graduating STEM majors that are working at Walmart, that ain't gonna cut it, okay? So we're gonna keep a close eye on this. And thankfully, we got a new person on board for student career preparedness. And that is a gentleman, Arthur Lumsey, that is going to take over our career preparedness office, a recent hire. I haven't met Arthur yet. He just started, I think, Ricky last week, or Tammy last week. What I see on paper, he's the right guy at the right time, right place. And he has done some great work. I can't wait to meet him. I can't wait for you all to meet him. And he's going to be dedicated to this whole idea of how do we create student success through student preparedness. So if Arthur's watching, is Arthur, just one chance in a million, is Arthur here? Hey, Arthur, there you go. Hey, wait, keep standing up. No one got to see you. There he is. Welcome. Welcome, Arthur. Faculty and staff, heart and soul of the university. Faculty, here's a couple things, really neat things that are going on here. We have faculty-led student engagement grants that are run through the provost's office. And these are grants that are given to faculty. They can apply for them. I think Yvonne is the chair of that committee and has already awarded some of these, but it's to enhance student engagement. And it could be as simple as getting writing a proposal for $500 to take my class or to take these group of students down to Dallas to create the engagement and to enhance their educational experience. And that's what some of these kids need, right? Let me show you a little bit more of what's going on in the world. And so what a great initiative. Congratulations, Provost. Congratulations, Yvonne, for doing that. We have a comprehensive faculty mentoring. The next bullet is kind of neat, that we now, and I know mentoring is important to the provost here, and we have now taken our normal new faculty and just say, okay, here's 8 hours of how to become a new faculty, and we'll see you next year. We're actually going to follow those new faculty through a series of orientations and mentorship to better prepare them throughout the academic year so they hit the ground running even more so in their second year. And then in CHESA, and I believe it's College of Education and Human Services, we are linking up more experienced faculty with the new faculty and creating this mentorship, mentee relationship, and as many as 3 mentees to a experienced faculty member. Really excited about that too, because it'll create a great experience for those teachers to become better those faculty become better teachers, better researchers, better service to the community. So academic affairs, kudos on that. Establishment of presidential and provost fellows. Tammy and I got together and said, we just don't have enough development activities for people that are very skilled within our faculty, ranks of our faculty. And so we initiated this program. We're piloting this program right now. We may change in how we select people, we may change, but we wanted to hit the ground running and get things going here. And so the first person we only have 1 presidential fellow, and that is Dr. Nate Templeton. I interviewed Nate, talked to him about some of the things I wanted him to do in this position, and that's really what it's about. Is these are not just people that the honorific degree or honorific designation, they're actually doing a lot of good work, and Nate is working very hard at this institutional relationship between Dallas College and us. When we moved into the Dallas site, we told the system we're going to be working with Dallas College closely through these articulation agreements and so forth. It hasn't gone all that well because Dallas College has had a major reorg and is still trying to find their way. So I asked Nate, and he said all the right things, and he's hitting the ground running and doing great work. Is Nate here today? Nate, are you somewhere around here? No. Good. He's probably off at Dallas College doing some good stuff over there. But it was a great addition to the team. And then our 23, 24 provost fellows that just started, Dr. Moreno, Dr. Shang, Dr. Morton, are all working on individual projects, but also getting a flavor of administration, being part of the administration of the university. Are any of those 3 here today? Oh, here we go. Please stand up. Dr. Shang, Dr. Morton, Dr. Moreno. That's good. Just soak in, look forward to working with you all. It'll be very exciting. And when I learn more about exactly what you're going to be working on, anything I can do to help you, please let me know. Okay? Investing in us. This is an initiative that we started and started having dialogue about a while ago. You know, when we had to make some budget cuts because of COVID, it always seems like the thing that falls off the table first is personnel development. Can't go on that trip. Can't go on that training. Can't do this. Don't want to cut salaries, but maybe operating money that supports things like this. And we took a step back and saying, man, we got a lot of expertise at this university of people that have those skills that can provide that training. And that's essentially what investing in us is all about. And Carrie Klipchak has been organizing that for us. And if you get a chance to take classes, and I did a disservice, I don't have all the classes listed and so forth, but you have until Monday to register or at least go to the website, and there's a QR code. Go to the website and see what the suite of classes are. And we're going to continue that in the fall and the spring and next year and so forth. So if there's a course that you think strikes your fancy, or you think, hey, this would be a great initiative for me to develop leadership skills or whatever those skills are needed for me to take the next step, please take advantage of that. And we do have a lot of people that are certainly signed up for that class now. And if you need more time, I'll hang around a little bit and I'll show you this QR code again. Transforming academics, okay? We have some new and innovative programs that we're rolling out. We now have approval, I think, to go to the board for a MA in artificial intelligence, okay? That's a big deal. That's the first AI degree program coming out of the blocks from the A&M system. And in fact, I think there's a workshop here today at 11:30 in the Student Center. I don't know exactly where, but Provost Takahashi can certainly help you with that. And then I know that Dean Schrader is working hard at trying to develop new and innovative programs like 4+1 programs to enhance and keep students on the road of progression here. I want you to know that for the first time this fall, we're rolling out a core down in the Dallas site, and we're rolling out full-fledged 4-year degree programs down there. We have only been offering upper divisional work and graduate work. Now we have full-fledged 4-year degree programs down there. We still need to do a little bit more work on this. on this next one. We're one of 60, I think, universities in the nation that is considered an Adobe Creative Campus that has access, and we have access, our students have access to the complete suite of Adobe products. We have to figure out ways to incorporate those into our curriculum the best we can, because I think there's opportunities not only in the Chessa area, which has been carrying the flag on this for our university, but I maintain in business and sciences and engineering and so forth. So that is a very cool initiative. You're going to hear more about that because I'm going to be talking a little bit more about it. RELIS is an initiative of our partnership with Blinn, and we offer cybersecurity and computer science down at the RELIS site. And if you go and talk to the provost down there, the operations people down there, or the vice chancellor for academic affairs, they're going to say Commerce is doing it right. And a lot of thanks to Brent Donham, who has been nurturing that, and certainly Dr. Graham, who's been nurturing that to continue to grow that partnership with Blinn that will result actually in more students. And then finally, we're always looking forward to expanding our competency-based education. Research. I just kind of gave up. Every time I thought I was done with these slides, Brent Donham would say, oh no, our research is higher. Oh, our expenditures are higher. We're not even through the fiscal year, and for the first time, this is the highest research expenditure total we have ever had. We have set as a goal to elevate research, and so we are now, last year we were about 4.8, 4.9 million. We are now, I think, well over 6.1 million in research expenditures, and really exciting time. Imagine A&M Commerce. This is part of transforming the university. Imagine A&M Commerce that has survived on tuition and formula. Now imagine an A&M Commerce that has money coming in through philanthropy and engagement, through research grants and institutional grants, educational grants. Valuable, badly needed resources at our university to continue moving our university. So great job out there. And Brent has made significant investments into the research enterprise this last year, very targeted investments in research. I'll tell you another cool thing we have going is that we have a faculty joint appointment with AgriLife, and I think an announcement just came out yesterday identifying that person, and I've not met her yet, but she's going to kill me because I have her picture up here, okay? But this is Dr. Grace Flushy-Ogden. That is a joint appointment between us and AgriLife Extension. And kudos to Randy Harp and the folks over in Ag to make this happen, because this is important. We have AgriLife that is right in the Dallas site here, and we really we've been struggling with a relationship, but that's what schools do. They establish relationships, they create these lines, they create these research opportunities in partnership that people that do it very well. So I don't know, is Grace here today? I don't even know if Grace is here today. Nope, okay. But that's okay. She's an agronomist, so a soil studies type of person. Really excited about having Grace here. And then increase our federal presence. I won't get into that. But I'll tell you what, this last one, continue to utilize the federal community projects, i.e. used to be called earmarks. Working with our U.S. congressional delegation, Congressman South has supported a rural health initiative for $1.8 million. Congressman Allred has already supported an initiative for Pride Pathway teacher preparation and actually visited the Dallas site 2 weeks ago, a couple weeks ago, and is currently working with us to submit and has submitted another congressional earmark or community project for about $1 million for urban ag and sustainable ag. So we will continue to utilize every avenue we possibly can to bring valuable resources to this university and advance the research and educational opportunities here. Sponsored project activities, you can't see this either, but there is some great money on this page. Again, I'm going to put my VPR hat on there. I like getting the money in, but I really like getting the money in from U.S. Department of Ag, National Science Foundation, Department of Homeland Security. And there's scientific grants on here, and there's some scientifically related grants on here. And so we need to continue to work this, and I stand ready to work in partnership and side by side with Dr. Donham to continue to grow these sponsored project activities that are going to be incredibly important at our university. I wanted to give a quick shout out to our folks and our colleagues over in Chesa. Susan Kowalski has received a $350,000 implementation grant from the Teague Foundation to promote and integrate humanities in the curriculum, because scientists and engineers need to know how to write too. Okay, that didn't fly. but as a STEM guy, I've been told that many a time, right? So it's important, and it's important that our students understand these various skills that round them out much better. But I also say that this is the one that is so cool to me, that Jessica Ranson-Ranowski got this NEH grant. Any research VPR will tell you the National Endowment of the Humanities money is great money to get at the university. It's tough to get. You got to be special. And Jessica certainly is, but you got to be special to get NEH money. And that's almost a crown jewel within the research world. So Jessica, Susan, thank you so much for all the work you're doing. Yeah, please. And we have, and you know, I failed to, we got so many other things going on, whether it's, you know, quail, ag, or whatever that is in terms of research. I can't mention them all, and I'll try to do justice to all these various groups and spread the wealth as much as I can. Transforming places, campus is looking different, okay? We have a new welcome center that's coming on board here. It's starting to look vertical now, so that's a good thing. We have a university district that we're building south of CVS, and the Buffalo Wild Wings is kind of my baby, and Tina promises me this is drawn to scale here. So the Buffalo Wild Wings is going to be taking over the entire area. But this university district is a strategy to not only provide economic development drivers for the city, but also create situations where our students can stay on campus and feel like there's things to do on our campus. Ferguson is wrapping up closely, I think. Yep. Well said, Robert. Well said. We're getting there. When you tear apart a 100-year-old building, you find things you just don't want to, you don't think you would find. But we're getting there, and I think we're probably projecting a move in probably in April. But if you haven't toured the place, it's looking really, really nice. Transforming our alignment with the community. We have, this is part of the outreach. When I first got here, it wasn't like this, but this is what it felt a little bit like. We're in Commerce, 50 miles away from everything. We're doing okay, okay? We weren't going to survive as an institution like that, okay? And I've been touting all along, whether it's the Dallas site, the expansion into Collin, the expansion into Grand Prairie, or whatever that may be, we need to become the University of Northeast Texas, okay? And it's not going to be accomplished with this, but if you look at all the school districts, all the community colleges, all of the industry and everything, this is what our campus starts to look like now. And a lot of work has been done to expand the reach of A&M Commerce through Dallas, through rural Northeast Texas, to make the entire the University of Northeast Texas. We do have a new partnership with Grand Prairie. It would not surprise me that Grand Prairie may be eventually another university center, a university site for us. We have some dual credit partnerships, but that is primed to expand. We have a new partnership with the Texas A&M Forest Service. You see Director Al Davis here, who's a great guy. If you ever get a chance to meet Al, he's a great guy. And now they have a footprint on our campus. They came to us and said, hey, can we set up shop? Do you have any space for us on campus? We have like 4 or 5 people that are crammed into one spot down in Greenville. We said, heck yeah. Not only because we're good citizens of our system, but also because, and Al knows this, he said, if he was here, he'd say the same thing. We want partnerships with us. We want to create internships for our students. We want academic educational opportunities for our students. These kind of partnerships get us there. And then early college high school partnership with P-Tech High. A lot of work has been going on with Abby Harper and Renee Martinez down in Dallas to establish these partnerships with Thomas Jefferson. And next week, we're going to have about 50 or 60 students from TJ, Thomas Jefferson High School, that will be taking their senior year classes in Viscommon Business down at the Dallas site. Very exciting, and we hope to expand that again in the future. Transforming athletics. We are now a D1 school. Yep, I agree. And just when I said that, I promised myself, I felt like I have not rolled out. We've done a good job rolling out all the nuts and bolts of the D1 moniker, but not really. We have to start thinking about, yeah, athletics is moving to D1, but the entire university is moving to D1. We need a D1 welcome center. We need a D1 level accounting department, okay? We need to act and be even more so. We have excellence across the board, but here's our chance to put the stamp on it and really create a name for ourselves and leverage this to the best of our ability. If you haven't met Jim Curry, Jim, you're here. I saw you here. Jim, can you stand up, our new athletic director? I'll tell you what I like about Jim. Jim has a little bit of an irreverent tone to him. He doesn't talk about, well, you know, we're moving to D1 and we're going to compete and he goes, we're going to win championships at D1. We're going to do it, right? So good for Jim, okay? And I'm so excited that we have in this picture Valerie King, new women's basketball coach. I thought I saw Valerie out here somewhere. No? Hey, is she over here? Valerie, stand up real quick. Welcome. Okay. Thank you. We're now part of the Southland Conference. This makes me greatly proud. Last year, our overall GPA across all students and student athletes was a 3.23. Outstanding. Great work by athletics. Outstanding. And football season's coming up. Get your tickets and so forth. But I had to put this up here because I kind of like this quote. This is probably a little bit more like me than you think it would be. But this is our head coach, Clint Dozell, saying his team motto this year is, nobody cares. The fans expect us to win, and that's how we live, the way we live, okay? No one is out there looking out for A&M Commerce when we're doing all these initiatives. We have to watch out for ourselves first and continue to gain that respect and move the university forward. So I'm kind of embracing this particular quote here. Again, a little bit of air of being irreverent, kind of like it. Okay, preserving our campus culture. I have to keep on moving here. I wanted more time on this, but I'm going to spend a little bit of time on it. I only have about 10 minutes left. I'm so happy and so honored and so proud that we continue to strive and work for this campus culture that welcomes, values, respects everyone who sets foot here. Students, faculty, and staff. And there may be, recently, there was a couple perceived threats to that culture. Okay, SB 17, SB 18. SB 17, the notorious DEI bill, and SB 18, the tenure bill. I put these up here because it's important to know that this is law. And as a state entity and as state employees, we have to abide by this law. We can't skirt the law illegally. We can't make exceptions to the law. This is the law. Okay? We have to accept that and then move on. And I would say this, if anyone has not read 17 or 18, and when I go out and talk to people across campus, it's sometimes obvious they have not, because one, it's kind of a volatile, both are kind of volatile, but it's also, there's been a lot of versions of these bills. We purposely made sure that we set up a link to both the signed 17 and 18 on the compliance website, right? Caitlin Severance's area. Get a chance to take a look and read that, because we have to abide by the law. And it says that we cannot have a DEI office. We can't have DEI-related activities. You'll see here it says we can't have mandatory DEI training or statements. And so our strategic plan for DEI, we got to rethink that. Our DEIA committee, that was set up to advance DEIA initiatives has been rebranded as a campus cultural committee, campus climate and culture committee, that now reports directly to me and has great members on that committee that will take the mantle and move this campus culture initiative forward at this university in light of 17, in light of 18, okay? So a lot of, not a lot, but certain requirements. Thou shalt not do this. And if you do, there could be financial penalties to the university. And so no matter what I think of 17 and 18, particularly 17, my priority has to be protecting the integrity, the financial health of this university. And I'm going to do that, okay? That doesn't mean I'm not going to be a thought partner and beg you to engage in these discussions. I have to protect the university, because if I can certify that, the system needs to certify it. Regent Mahomes has to certify that to the legislature, okay? And there are penalties. They're not going to come September 5th and say, hey, Commerce, what's this doing on your website? You guys are fined. They're not going to do that. There's going to be some grace period there, and the system's going to have some grace period there. But we're going to work hard at simultaneously abiding by the law, but moving the campus culture forward. It does not apply to academic course instruction, scholarly research, and you can see the list here. But if I just take a moment to talk about academic course instruction, I think the thing that's been coming out of 17 and 18 is that 18, people are a little worried, but 18 is kind of just a rehashing of the Texas A&M University system policy, right? But they're a little bit worried about that interplay between 17 and 18. Academic freedom is now a term that's on the front and center of everyone's mind, okay? As a private citizen, you're protected by the First Amendment. When you walk into the classroom, you're not so much protected by the First Amendment. Academic freedom does not mean you can go to any classroom and say anything you want, okay? Now, we need to respect our students. We need to interact with our students. We have to teach our students. And if I'm teaching a class, let's say on racism or equity in counseling or whatever that may be, and I walk into the classroom and I'm teaching CRT, go, do it. It's part of the curriculum. Do it. You're protected through academic freedom to do that. If I go in there and I'm teaching a class in math and I'm teaching CRT, probably not protected by academic freedom, okay? And so these are discussions that the provost is going to have with Faculty Senate. Look forward to working with Faculty Senate and Yasmin to figure out what protections do we have under academic freedom. I'm ready to fall on the sword for our faculty to have the academic freedom they need to teach what the content area in the classroom. Teach based upon scholarship, not advocacy. Taught upon facts, but not necessarily overburdened with opinions, okay? If there's a controversial topic, there's nothing wrong with saying, here's the facts, pros and cons of this. Here's the counter, pros and cons. Nothing wrong with that, okay? And then you're going to find out that, a lot of concern about what's going to happen to our students, what's going to happen to our affinity groups, what's going to happen to our African American and Hispanic affinity groups that we have. They may change. They may be tweaked, okay? But thanks for the good work of Judy Sackfield and Jason Douglas. They're doing it right. They're doing it right. They're interacting with the students, our upperclassmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors, and saying, okay, come on in. I know school hasn't started yet, but we may have to tweak the LAMP or AMP or MDA. Let's get with you. We want you to be part of this process, students. African American students that graduated from AMP, we want you to be part of this. What's it going to look like? Okay, how are we going to move this forward? Because we are going to move it forward, okay? When it comes to student groups or anything, particularly student groups, but everything we do on campus, there's kind of two rules of thumb. It has to be open to everyone. So you could have a Society of Black Engineers, okay? As long as it's open to everyone, great. And you can't show preferential treatment to one group over another. Well, the first one's, if there's a student group on campus, the box is already checked on it's open to everyone. All our student groups are open to everyone, okay? We just have to keep an eye on no preferential treatment across one group over another. And this whole idea of faculty being advisors to these groups, yes, please, do that. Do that. Our students need that. Be expected by probably through Jason and Judy to almost enlist and solicit your help for some of these students, especially during these particular times. SB 17 does not allow us to violate federal law. Okay? So Title IX and civil rights, and we still need to abide by those. But that third bullet does not overrule the prohibition of harassment, intimidation, threats, coercion, and so forth. SB 17 does not say it's okay to be transphobic. It doesn't say it's okay to be racist. It doesn't say it's okay to be homophobic. Okay? It doesn't say that. Those are not terms and will not be tolerated. Those kind of activities will not be tolerated at A&M Commerce. And if they are, I want to know about it. Okay? Because this last bullet is the end game here. How do we create a welcoming environment that values and respects everyone, faculty, staff, students that enter our doors? That's the end game. Okay? Now, there's been a lot of discussion. Mark, where are you at on this? I'm going to do everything in my power, and in fact, we're going to call up the Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, James Hallmark, to come visit with the faculty on campus. So you hear it from me, the system, and Tammy's mouth about, and have a discussion about academic freedom. But it's kind of volatile times right now. I'm committed, and I've said consistently, committed to creating a welcoming campus that's open to everyone. And if you're on board with that, if you trust me to do that, then come on, I need your help. If you don't trust me or don't feel like you're quite there with me, then hold me accountable, come to my office, tell me where I'm blowing it, and we'll have that discussion, and we'll continue to move this forward. But please know this university is continuing and interested in moving this forward. And you notice this slide's a little bit different, because I think 17 and 18 is down here. It's still a matter of civility and how we treat each other on our campus, right? It's important to know that if we treat each other with that respect, then we're going to be just fine, okay? If we watch out for each other, if we have that customer service, if we treat our students that way, we're going to be just fine, I think. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of work to do, and there will be people that will maybe take offense to me saying it'll be just fine. It's not going to be a paved road. 17's not going to say, yay, 17's here, right? But if we treat each other well, we're making great strides in that area. And so I dusted these slides off from one of my first talks here on campus. We have to decide right now, are we committed to a civil campus where we watch out for each other, we watch out for our students, we respect each other, and continue to move the university forward. This is my favorite of all the quotes, right? Really shocks me when I encounter people that think kindness doesn't matter, because I think it's pretty much the only thing that does matter. So let's embrace that. You know why we need to embrace it? Because we're going to have 2,300 new kids living on campus. They're already moving in. We're going to have probably upwards to 12,000 students that are going to be part of our campus for this fall semester. An increase of 3, 4, 5, 6%. Okay? And you in this room, let me be honest with you, you in this room, whether you're teaching a class or interacting with that student, you may be the best thing that student has seen all day. Not all our students, but they may be coming from homes that they don't have a parental figure. Okay? They don't come from a home where someone says, yeah, please go get your degree. We're here behind you. Okay? You accept that responsibility as a faculty and staff member at A&M Commerce. Accept that challenge, make it part of what you do, because the students are here and we got to bring our A game. So what do we do at Commerce? We transform lives. That's what we do. That's our commitment. We'll work through. We're going to work hard at all these other challenges and all these other initiatives. But at the end of the day, that's what carries us through our day. That's why we show up at work. That's what's baked into our DNA, our students, and the success of our students. I don't say this enough. I have to say it every time I see you all, but thank you so much for everything you do for our university. I'm proud to be a member of this university. And all this good stuff we're doing is because of you all. So on behalf of our students and the administration, thank you everyone for everything you've done. Have a great year. Thank you.